Hello. Hello and
Hello.
welcome. Hey, Arlemi.
Hey, how's it going?
Not bad. You look different.
It's the background.
Is it the background? Is that what it is?
I
Hello,
think it is.
everyone. Hello and welcome to the Postman live stream. We have a special live stream today. My name is Joyce. I'm in developer relations and I'm based here in San Francisco, which is finally sunny for a little patch of time. Arlemi, you want to introduce yourself?
My name's Arlemi. I'm in developer relations and I'm currently in the rainforest because I can decide wherever I want to be.
That looks really crisp. I want to get a green screen. I mean, is that a green screen or is that just
It
like
is
where
it,
you're?
it, it, it is a green screen. I've tried actually in the rainforest, but the bandwidth was not that great. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's see if our internet holds up for this stream. I did just log on a Postman and it said no internet. So let's hope
that's interesting.
this works out for us today. So we have a special topic. Arlemi, I know I'm the host today, but do you want to tell me what we're gonna do?
Yeah, I'll tell everyone. So yesterday, I think, yesterday, Wednesday, we released a new version of Postman for the web. So for some context, about 4 months ago now, probably, we announced Postman for the web, which is the Postman experience, but in your browser. So don't need to install an app, and you can just do all your calls in your browser, Firefox, Chrome, Opera, you name it. And as of yesterday, we have a brand new version, which will end up being the desktop app as well, but we pushed it to the web already. So we thought we would give you all the first overview of what's happening. And then the other thing we've announced is public workspaces, which in a nutshell are workspaces where anyone can be in. So it's just a link, you share it to someone in your company, you share it to someone on a forum, and they can all come in, see what's happening, and start using your API basically. So I think that's what
Yeah.
we're gonna have a
I
look.
saw a blog post somebody wrote about the new public workspaces, and they called it massively multiplayer, kind of like a nod to gaming, um, which is just like how everyone can collab on something and like hammer something out, kind of like an open source project or something like that. So
It's massively multiplayer, but everyone is friends. So not quite like gaming, because most of the gaming games where it's massively multiplayer, it's just people fighting each other. So here it's all about collaboration, writing documentation, testing, etc., etc.
so you're not an anonymous troll, but rather you're a friend, part of a team, a
So I
loose
think I
team.
think we'll probably see when we get there. But you can see as an anonymous, but if you want to interact and if you want to start leaving comments, etc., you will need to log in. So you can't. It's not free for all.
Got it. Okay, so we'll see what that looks like in just a little bit. I saw somebody tweeted about this too, which is fantastic, just to help us welcome some new people. I believe we are streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and Periscope. So if you have questions, or if you're like, whoa, 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 what was that? Go back to that. I want to see that again. Make sure you're logged in, and then you'll ask us questions in the chat, and then me and Arlemi can, or Arlemi and I, we can address your questions. But I saw somebody tweeted about this. I think it was Postman, and they said it was a guided tour.
So take my
I
hand, Joyce.
no, this is more like an unboxing, I think. Like we're going to be exploring it and walking through it. But what if somebody logged in and they're like, "Oh, let's see the new demo," and we're like, "What's this button for?" and like clicking on it. So everyone here, we're going to be walking through it together. As Arlemi mentioned, this is a brand new feature. Well, some of this is brand new. Some of it's been out for a while, but not everyone has seen it, especially if you haven't been logging in on the web. So let's go ahead and jump over to, should we look at my screen? Are we ready for it?
I am ready for it.
You ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So I'm going to make our faces very, very tiny. And hopefully you see my desktop. I am in the web. I am in Chrome browser.
Oh, you're logged in already.
I am already logged in, and you can tell because it says launch Postman instead of prompting me to sign in. So I'm literally like on our regular marketing website. Oh, look. We have our global virtual API conference going on. Okay, I'm not going to look at our website. We'll just move forward. Okay, so is this how I get to it? I log in from the marketing website. Is that the best way to get to it?
It's I guess it is the marketing website. It's but now that it's also now that it's also the product, that's the product page now. You can just start Postman from here. So I would just call it. There's also another button right in the middle here. Launch Postman.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even see that, Arlemi. Okay.
So yeah, that's how you postman.com, or the other one. There's a short URL that people may want to use, which is go.postman.co.
Try that.
Yeah, without the workspaces. Yeah, so that would go directly to your account, and that's Postman for the web.
Okay, so if you're following along at home, I think people are probably watching this in a browser, so you can open up a new tab or open up a window and do go.postman.co. Wait, what is it?
Go.postman.co.
Okay, go.postman.co. Should I put a link in the chat?
Yeah.
Oh, there. Okay. So what I see now is I'm logged in. I can see my avatar here, and I see this looks a bit different than it did before. So this is the brand new update that just released.
So I think what strikes me the most is this page that we didn't have before at first, which shows you an overview of everything that you have in here, and kind of. It's a team overview. It's a workspace overview. You've got the activity feed, so anyone that works in your space, you can see it. You can see the recent workspace. You can see the private APIs that you've created. They're not so private because we're sharing them on the stream, but you can see them on the main page.
But that's a good point. This is my personal, you all can't see this because I'm logged in. We're not showing the public part yet. Hi, API evangelists. Welcome. It feels like home. They said, yeah.
Yeah, API Evangelist has been using that for a month, and he's never wanted to use the app again because he loves it so much.
Really? So a lot of people that are power users at Postman. So I actually have this open in the back. You'll see I have Postman, the Electron app, in the back because I think I want to kind of go back and forth to see what's different about it. But I made it dark theme so that I could keep it straight in my head. Not that I can't see that one's Chrome and one is Electron. But this is personal and private. So there's a lot of stuff on this page. This page is brand new. Where should we go first? I have a list of things that I want to explore today, but okay. You are the expert, Arlemi. Tell us where to go. And actually, if you're at home and you want to, something looks new, just go ahead and call it out.
So if we talk about what people tend to usually do with Postman, people will create a collection, do some requests. So I think we should probably start with that. It's finding where your collections are now. And they're still in Workspaces, so you can see there's different places to access them. There's this switcher at the top. There's a menu on the left, and there's also the recent Workspaces. If it's Workspaces that you use a lot, you'll see it directly at the bottom of your screen. So you could just click on one of them here. But we can look at the switcher at the top, because that's an interesting one.
Okay, I usually stick with the primary nav. So let's try to, here's another thing. I love watching other people work with Postman because I find buttons and ways to get to things that I don't use because of API Evangelist said it earlier. It's like muscle memory, or alluded to it earlier. It's muscle memory. And API Evangelist is ahead of the curve and has already trained his muscles to this new interface, but I have not. So where should we go?
So the one thing that it's a request that we had a lot, which was how do I differentiate a personal workspace from a team workspace, from a private workspace, and or a public workspace now. So the way you do this for now is just the icon is different. So if it's one person, it's your personal workspace. If it's two people, it's a team workspace. And then we'll see later how you can actually see a public workspace, which is just, I think, a globe. And you have a search at the top. So if you know which workspace you're looking for, you can just look for it there and it's going to pop up. If not, you've got the recently visited right here. So usually you tend to work in the same one, so you can just click on one of the recently visited. Yeah.
Okay.
And if not, you just scroll and look for your workspace.
So for this particular live stream, we typically keep everything in Twitch or Twitch office hours. So I don't see Twitch in the regular recent. So let me look for Twitch.
It was right below.
Ah, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, here, let me.
But great.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't see it. Okay. So here's this workspace, and I can take a look at some details, but should we just go straight there? Do you want to start off with the workspace, the regular team workspace? Okay. Okay, so this looks a scotch bit different. So if I compare it to what I'm familiar with in the Electron app, there's like the nav's just a scotch different. This is about the same. Oh, so normally you have like the collections, history collections and API, but now you have this little bit. You have your overview page. Oh, this is kind of different too. Normally there's like a launch pad.
Yeah, so I think what changed here, the launchpad was not personalized. It was, with the launchpad, you can create a thing or you can start a lesson, etc. And now again, just like you had details around like your whole Postman account, you have details around just this specific workspace. So you know how many of each elements you have. Again, you can see the activity of the users on that workspace. So if you're more in a manager position for that workspace, it's good to see what's happening, and you can actually filter by user or by entity what's happening in the activity feed.
So this is like the great eye of Sauron. If you don't actually want to do any of the work, but you want to keep tabs on everyone, you're going to scroll through here.
Yep. And if you just want to keep tab on one specific person, you can select the user and say, what has this person been up to? So at the top, you can see there's two drop downs right under
user and entity.
Yeah.
Is this safe for work?
Yeah. I mean, you'll see that I'm not doing much.
Oh, you deleted some stuff. Okay.
So yeah, that's how what's new on this overview thing.
Okay.
And then on the right, you can see there's a sharing thing, which is the type of workspace that you want it to be. So we've talked about team, which is a team workspace because there's two of us plus Sue plus can't remember who else. And you could make it public. So I don't know. We probably don't want to go into that right now. We can keep exploring the interface maybe.
Well, because we have secrets in this one, but later on we should totally create a new team workspace. Both of us should like make something and make it public and see how people can interact with it. So here's those icons that you were talking about earlier, the single person, double person. Here's that globe for public. In private is something that we don't talk about a lot because you need to upgrade to business or enterprise. But that's like a hidden one if you don't want to like have it display in that drop down. So earlier when we were up here and it's like I'm browsing, like I'm poking around in everyone's business. If we want a private workspace, the business and enterprise teams can have that. But what team are we on? So I know I have the word team here, but what tier are we on? What are we looking at here?
We're on the team plan on this account, which is the first tier after the free one, obviously.
Okay, so I definitely won't pull up a pricing page on the stream, but it goes like free team, which we're looking at now, and then there's business and there's enterprise. Okay, yeah. Sounds good. So later on, we'll take a look at the public, but not for right now because we got secrets here. I don't want to spill our secrets this early in our live stream.
Never done that before.
No, not at all. What else are we looking at?
Yeah, so you mentioned on the left it's a bit different and we have more entities. So I think Postman, as it grew, it started mostly with collections. And again, I was not here when it started, but that's what I've got to learn. And it was mostly collections, and then we've added other entities, environment, APIs, etc. But it was kind of spread around in the UI. And while like we had a lot of users using them and using them the right way, but we thought we would make it much easier for users to access all of these entities. So now on the left, you not only have collections, APIs, and history, but you can also access your environments in a full size window and not just a pop-up.
What?
Yeah.
So normally you have to go over here to this drop down or to like edit it up in this upper corner. But we have, should I click it?
Yeah.
Will I reveal anything? Is this a bad workspace to be in?
Probably.
Okay, what do we want to do? Create a brand new workspace?
You can click it. If anything, maybe the default one. No, there's no environment selected, so you can click it.
You sure?
Yeah. See, it doesn't
Okay,
open
okay,
anything.
okay, okay.
So
So
it just
yeah.
changes the, the tab. So now whichever one you're going to click on, it's going to show on the tab in the right, and you'll be able to change. So
I don't
know
think
if-
there's secrets in this one, so I'm going to select this one.
okay.
Okay.
There
Oh,
you
so
go.
it's in a tab. It's in a tab and not like in that. It used to be a modal.
Yep. And I don't know if you noticed, but when you were hovering on it, you
Hovering
could
on what?
actually, on the environment in the left, there's a check button as well.
Oh, so this is in lieu of that drop down in the top right?
I mean, it's not in lieu, it's still there. But if you're in your environment, you just
Oh,
edited
it did it.
something.
Did you see
Yeah.
it? Wait, hold on. Watch the upper right. Well, that's pretty slick.
Whoa.
Okay. Oh, Hannah Neal is joining us. The Chaos Muppet in me wants to know all of the secrets. Well, Hannah Neal, if you stick around, I virtually guarantee that we will reveal some secrets. Okay, so that's pretty neat. That's clever. What else? So now I can like not bulk edit, but like a little bit more easily work instead of inside a modal.
Yeah, and just switching from one to the other, because you always have them on the left as well. Whereas before you had to enter one, edit, save the changes, go back to the list, enter another one, edit. It just makes it much easier. Also, it's just the exact same way you would edit the collection. We actually didn't look at the collections, but if you go back to the collection tab, it just looks the same. It's just the same entries. You click on it, it opens on the right, and it's the same behavior across the app, which is pretty good.
Cool. So that just usurped it because I didn't usurp that tab because I hadn't made any changes to it. But you're just saying, all you're saying, Arlemi, is that it's going to be a little bit more easy for people to work with collections and environments. And it's going to be more consistent across Postman-y things.
Yeah, I think so. For people that were using Postman before, it's a new way to use Postman, so they'll have to change. But for any new user, it may be just me, but it makes a lot more sense to have everything with the same behavior, whether you want to edit again like a mock server or an environment, a collection. So
let's actually send a request, should we?
Okay.
Where's my light?
Where's your light? It was you were on it, no? You for Twitch?
I was this one?
I think so. No, that's the
all of the lights. Get all of the lights. See, my muscle memory, I went up here to change that environment, but now I'm going to go to environment.
You can still do it.
Proxy, go back to collections. Does your bat signal? Yours was a tunnel. Your house was a NGRAC tunnel, right?
Yeah. It is in there because I know I turn your light on sometimes when I'm bored. So
let's just where is it? Oh, I know where I can get it. Oh, I found it, but I know where I could get it because I published it publicly. So let's go ahead and turn on and off the light. So it's going to this post. It's a post. Wait, how do I send? Where's the button? What?
So there's no button, probably because of the width of your screen, because you're too zoomed in, I am guessing, or it's because you're not on the right. You're in edit mode.
I'm not in edit mode.
So you're in comment mode, basically. That's what I'm trying to.
So Hannah is talking about what we showed in environments is awesome and makes a lot of sense. I think conceptually, it's awesome. My muscle is not trained yet, so I'm still getting used to it. 85, that's an example. Yeah, I'm looking. Oh, good eye. See how it says?
Yeah, I was just getting to that as well.
I forgot what the Latin is for that, but it's an example, not a request.
Is it Latin or is it just example given?
Is EG Latin? I don't even know.
It can be Latin if you want it to be.
So 85 is telling us that we need to open the link with the post in front of it. Yeah, so I was poking around. This is like slightly different. So now my collection used to have just the verb and the name. So in this case, post, turn on, off, prod. But this little EG is a designation that I previously saved an example or an example paired request and response. And so I'm actually drilled in on the on the example and not the request.
Yeah, so that's another thing that was highly requested. It's an easy way to access. So I think that's a good time to open the app if you want to compare.
Okay.
So get the app and go on the same collection, and let's try to access the example.
Okay, so I need to go to Twitch Workspace that we're on.
Yep.
And I was in my kitchen.
Yep.
And I was on turn on and off prod.
Yeah, so here, like, you know where to go, right? Like, you know it's at the top right there, and there's a small one.
Well, see, a lot of people don't know that it's here. It's very
exactly.
subtle. So these are the examples. It's not here because here we just have the requests inside our collection.
So it's not the example, and also you would click on it, and it would open a different tab, and a lot of people would also, like the same way you were looking for the send button on the new interface, would be here and not realize how to go back to the request.
JW Banning is asking, can you hide the examples to save some real estate on the menu in the web version? So Arlemi's talking about how it's a little bit unintuitive to, first of all, go, oh, wait, where is this? Take my money. First of all, it's unintuitive to load a request and then drill down here and then edit it and then like go back to the request.
I'm not saying it's unintuitive. I'm saying it's more intuitive to do it the new way.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, so like is there a way to collapse these or remove the way, like just to save room is what JW Banning is suggesting.
So he wants to just hide the example. So you can toggle on and off. You see there's like arrows everywhere. So it's just because you clicked on them that it showed. If you don't click, it doesn't show, and you can just edit the request.
So in the example of this request, because I saved an example, it's just displaying in a dropdown. But otherwise, if I don't expand everything like right away, then I'll just see my 3 requests in that collection.
Yeah.
So JW Banning, uncollapse that accordion. But now we're loading up our, so now we need to, okay, so here's how would you do this, Arlemi? We saw 2 different ways to get a production. This is a variable that's unresolved because it's just double curly braces. How would you actually load up your environment variable or whatever variable at this point?
I was just thinking about the number of clicks they both account for, and I think it's the same. It's 2 clicks. So I would probably do the drop down just because it's there.
Is the number of clicks your measure of the best way?
I think it's a good one for UX.
Okay. So I selected Hue proxy, and now it's reading from the active environment Hue proxy, which we saw earlier, and it's going to plug in this URL. Is this all we need to do? Let's say on true. So turn it on.
It's probably missing something. Yep.
Agent unavailable. What's this agent?
So whenever you send a request, there's a little guy that comes, takes your request, goes home, opens his Postman app, sends the request, comes back to you, and tells you what's coming back.
Okay.
And he's called the agent.
The agent. Okay. So okay, let's just read. It says it's unavailable. Make sure it's installed. I previously installed the agent. I remember that. Check your toolbar to see if it's running. Okay, so is that, okay, so is it this one down here?
So can you actually try to move our faces now so people can see? I don't know if that's going to work.
No, it does not work.
No? Okay, that's fine.
We have a request from API Evangelist. How do you say agent in French?
You say agent.
Actually, sometimes when people say the desktop agent or the browser agent, I think they're saying Asian. And I'm like, what are you saying? Okay.
So yeah, you've got 2 types of agents. So you could actually go with the default one when you start Postman for the web is browser agent, which means all the requests go through your browser.
Okay.
But it also means that you can select it and see what happens. Usually this means you'll go into some, based on the service you request, you'll get into some cross-origin request like issues, like just like that.
Okay, so we have a cross-origin resource sharing error because we're using the browser agent, the Chrome agent at this point.
Yeah. and it recommends to use the desktop agent. So we can go ahead. I say started already. So you have it installed, so you can open your how do you call it? Like the search, the finder of Windows.
Okay. So I remember downloading it, but if I didn't, then I would just click this button and Postman would download it for me. So I'm going to go to here, agent.
It's there. I'm just waiting for you.
Wait, I clicked on it. Did it start? Oh, I see it down here. Look at this.
Yep.
So I'm on
And
Windows,
now,
but so this is where it shows that it's running.
And the send button became blue at the same time.
Oh,
you didn't notice.
I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice.
Change.
Okay, so now we can send it. Okay, we have a question here.
That's not a question.
No, it's a question. It takes me an embarrassing long time to figure out when Arlemi is making a joke, metaphor, or if I just don't know what's going on. Same, Hannah Neal, same. And there is a question, how do you know which agent to use? Yes, so between these two, like when would I use browser agent and when would I use desktop agent?
So my thinking is you use browser agent. When it stops working, you use desktop agent. So like browser agent is going to work in some cases, just based on how the server is configured, whether it accepts like these type of requests. And the only reason why you would want to use the desktop agent is probably to be able to send more requests or like to more places. We have another type of agent that's coming up, which is called cloud agent. It's going to come at some point, which allows you to do everything in your browser, don't have to install anything on your laptop or on your PC. And to me, that should replace, or everyone should use it because it's just going to make it so much easier. It's going to enable you to like use this on your iPad, use this on like your phone. It's just going to open like so many possibilities.
So browser agent comes default in this web view, but the vast majority of websites or endpoints that I've been interacting with do have like, don't work unless you download this desktop agent. And you saw that button before. I've previously done it, and I've talked to other people who've done it that forgot they did it because it's just pretty easy. You click that button and then you consent and then it's there. So this is the desktop agent that you would probably want to right away or soon. You'll run into issues unless you have this installed on your machine and running on your machine. And then the cloud agent, you don't even see that here. This whole thing will probably go away because that'll take the place of everything. It'll just be seamless behind the scenes. Agenting. Okay, so now I'm on desktop agent. Should I hit send?
Why not?
Okay. Oh, my light turned on. My light turned on. So yeah.
Where is it? I thought it was behind you and we would see it.
Oh, I should have put it behind me. Here it is.
Oh yeah, it is. Yep.
Yeah, it's on. And we have another question from Hannah Neal.
Let's see.
Can you read it while I plug in my light?
Can you provide an example of when you'd use the browser agent? If I already have the Postman app, do I need to download a separate agent? So I'll start with the second question, which is, if you have the Postman app, the agent is basically included in the app. There's nothing for you to do. So you don't need to download a separate agent. Or maybe the question was, if you're on the web and you also have the Postman app, do you need the agent? In that case, yes. It's not going to go through the app. And then an example of when you use the browser agent. I don't have an API in mind that
allows it.
Yeah, that allows it. I probably should have thought of that. But basically, yeah, I don't have a real life example right now. But any website or any endpoint that authorizes. Yeah, any endpoint that is not secure enough will let you go in.
So yeah, that's really good. A lot of people get confused because even when you saw it down here, like see this Postman, I don't know, it's very small. It's very small. Oh, our heads are in the way. You can't even see. Oh wait, no, it's in my taskbar. You can't even see our heads are in the way.
Do the 3 screens one.
Oh yeah, the 3 screens. I got 3 screens. Okay, so what I'm showing you is
Hannah's message is on the way.
Okay, let me try. Thank you, Arlemi. Okay, so you see our screen, And what I previously was showing you was, because I'm on Windows, I have this little doohickey down here, and I see Postman agent. And then it's different than Postman running on my machine. You can see it doesn't say Postman app, it's Postman agent. It's a separate application running on, it's a separate program running. So I know a lot of people that I've seen do this or work with the web have been a little bit confused about, is Postman app, and then you have the old-timey extension. It's not old-timey, it's still very, very well functioning. You have extension, you have the Electron app, and now you have the web, and then you have the agent. So if you have any questions about that kind of stuff, just ask them, because like it sometimes takes a little bit to get those ironed out. Okay. So we finally, we're only half an hour into this stream, and we finally sent a request with a 200 status. Okay. Now what?
Do you want to go back to full screen?
Sure.
Okay. So we've seen that works. We can go quickly and look at the other elements on the left. I don't know if you have any on that workspace, but there's also mock servers and monitors that you can access now that you couldn't before, or at least not that easy. They used to be, you would need to open the collection, and then the collection would have a monitor or a mock server linked to it. And now you can actually have this, for example.
This is amazing. So wait, I just totally skipped over mock servers, but let's go back to mock servers. So in monitors, we have basically this output. This history of the monitor runs used to be in the web. We are in the web, but now it's on this tab. That's pretty cool. It's the monitor results in a tab for the that particular monitor. And then mock servers, let's just go back to that.
So mock server, we have one.
One.
It's there. It's called Twitchception.
Will I reveal anything?
Maybe it's time to reveal something. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, okay. So we've set up a mock server, but we haven't actually seen the call history.
Yeah. So you would get the URL from here. You can copy it from different places. But yeah, should we?
We do have a question from Sean Ryan Keegan. I believe I have Postman agent running, but I've never seen an icon in my toolbar. Is there a way to tell if it's running?
Is it Mac or Windows? Whichever way, if it's running, you should see it. It's not. We don't have any like hidden process running in the background.
Yeah, I believe on Mac. Yeah, if I recall correctly, it's been a while since I had the agent running, but I thought there was a little. Oh, it should be in the top. It's at the top, right?
Yeah.
So Sean Ryan Keegan, if you have it running, you'll see it at the very top, the same place where like Docker or like something like that will be running. I don't know what that right side top is called. All right.
The right side top toolbar.
The right side
probably.
top. Okay.
Okay. So, and then we have the history. So the history did get some improvements as well.
Is this like internet history, search history?
Do you want to clear it before you show it?
Okay. Take my money.
So the things you can do, so you can click on any of them. You can look at the last one you sent. So again, right? Yeah, it shows you what you've sent. You could send it again. The thing though, now you actually see when we get to that, if you use the collection runner, the runs are actually going to show there as well. And you'll be able to see the history of your collection runs. But you can
run a collection in the web?
I think so.
Okay. Let's run it.
So where is it? So people on the stream, you won't see it because it's right behind.
I know where it is. Wait, hold on. Let me move this. I know it. Oh no, that's too easy. Does anyone see where the collection runner is?
No,
and Sean Ryan Keegan.
Let me look.
That they have the desktop agent running. I wonder if we should do participation prizes. Okay, I'll tell you. I see something here. I spy with my eye this runner. Is this the collection runner?
Yes.
So in the past, if you went to collections, you would have had like a little flyout that allows you to like see more details, like a little like panel that slides out, and you could look at your mocks and monitors, documentation. You could there's a lot of stuff you could have done from that little flyout, but now that's not here. This is not it. I just clicked on this accidentally. This is not it, but now you have this little runner down here.
So what's the collection runner?
Oh, and Hannah Neal just chimed in after we said exactly where it was, but this is the gap between desktop agent and trash widget in the bottom. Exactly. Where's
Yep.
my prize for exactly saying what we went through? Oh, wait. Brain Dead Air says you can run from the collection overview too.
So what's the actually collection overview is a good thing to show. We didn't show. So Postman app, you would click on the collection, and you would not get it would just.
Oh my gosh, everyone is chiming in about this collection runner. Danny Dainton, celebrity. If you open the collection in a new tab, you will also see the run button.
So, yeah, so if you click on the name of the collection.
If I click on the name of the collection,
yeah.
Okay.
See how there's also this thing now. So it used to be what was in the edit. You needed to do like a right click on the collection, click edit, and then you would access the collection variable, collection level test and stuff. And now it's right there. And you also see documentation on the right.
So let's just, I know you, Arlemi, thought it would get a little confusing if we went back and forth, but I think in this case, it is actually helpful to talk about some of this comparison. So I'm going to scooch over to the Electron app. And so what were you just showing people? You were showing people the edit.
Yeah.
So if you go here to the 3 dots and then you click edit, you have like a bunch of stuff again in a modal, right? But you're saying that this is going to be bubbled up, so you don't have to click through into a modal. You can just click.
No more modals.
Wait, do you think there's any modals? Have they just like abolished modals?
I've actually seen a couple that are left, but I think they're going away as well.
And are these modals or are they dialogues? I never understand. I call them modals, but I don't know.
I call them pop-ups.
Pop-ups? Because you have
pop-ups.
to. Okay. Well,
I don't know.
If any UX experts out there know precisely, pedantically what it's called, let us know. But that's one thing that you just showed. And then the other thing that we were talking about is a collection runner. So if I'm here next to, this is the flyout with the details, and there's all the mocks and monitors in a tab down here. There's the run button. There's a bunch of like actions that you can take from this flyout, but that is not, there's a new way. I'll go ahead and click back to the web. Hi, Ashok. Hi from Bangalore. Welcome, welcome. What time is it in Bangalore? It's late now, huh? It's 1:30? 1, 2?
1:10? Wait, the +4 for me. Yeah, it's sometime between midnight and 2 a.m.
Oh, very nice, Ashok. Like, I hope you're learning something. I hope you're learning something because we are learning the new Postman web interface. So actually the web interface, Arlemi, you believe that it's been out for about 4 months. So a lot of people have actually tried it out, but now there's a little bit of a difference. There's a lot of stuff that's in tabs. So a lot more real estate for okay, which one do I click on? A lot more real estate for environments. Now you have like top level engagement for mocks and monitors. And those are things that were, you could work with before, but was like a little bit more abstracted not even behind the scenes, but abstracted. So it's a little bit more in your face now.
Yep.
Okay. What else? What are we doing now?
I'm seeing the time go by and there's so much to show that I don't know if we should prioritize what we want to show.
Yes, I have a list.
Okay.
Whoa. We just saw something. And how do I get back there? I just saw documentation.
Yeah. So if you go back to your collections and click on the name of a collection.
Okay, I'm going back to collections. And we were on, does it matter which one? This one doesn't have secrets.
It's documentation. It shouldn't show secrets anyway, right?
Well, if you have it paired with the environment. Okay, 85. Context bar comments?
Yep.
Yeah, let's take a look. What is that? Where did it go?
Where did what go?
The context bar. Oh my gosh, there's too many people saying things. New docs are way cool, inline editing, and so much more. Let's take a look at it.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Well, we saw it a little bit. How do we get back to that area?
So click on turn the light on in Joyce's kitchen.
I love the lights.
Okay,
so I'm clicking on the collection, and this is that. What did you call it? The overview tab?
Collection overview.
Collection overview. And this is where previously we just flipped over to the Electron app to see some of the areas that you can. I won't click here just in case. Actually, I don't think I have collection.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Yeah. So you can take a look at like collection level, scripts, tests, yada, yada, variables. Okay.
And also just on top, right before, you can fork, you can see the number of forks, and you can run. So you can run that collection from here.
Oh, and this is what Brain Dead Air was saying, this collection runner button. Very nice. So I'm learning all sorts of ways besides this one that Hannah Neal did legitimately answer that the runner button is right there. So lots of cool stuff going on. Okay, so now I just clicked onto this collection overview and this doohickey popped out.
Yep.
What's going on?
So context bar. Each element now has some details or can have some details, so you actually see it.
Oh my gosh.
So
there's a lot of people talking. Just finished automating test cases on PM. That's the Postman API, Sandbox API a few minutes ago. Just addicted to new version of PM. Yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh. This is, I think I'm on a test. So it's like PM.autocomplete. It's beautiful. It's very nice, very nice. Very helpful. Thank you.
So John is asking to make the docs a bit bigger, so you can either like drag the side of the context bar to bigger, or you could click view complete collection documentation at the bottom.
Okay, so these are just panes that I can be like, I want to see more docs. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Is this big enough? JW banning? Or do you want to, oh wait, API Evangelist is demanding, click on view complete. Oh! Wow, that looks good.
That looks good.
Good work, author of this collection. This looks really great. There's like a little code block. Well, it's one line of code. Some hyperlinks, some code formatting. That's nice.
Is that copy code, and what's the other one?
It's what? Oh.
What's that?
This one's copy, snippet.
Is that like to put it in line or to edit maybe? I don't know. Click it. We'll see.
Maybe I need more.
No, it's indenting.
Is it?
It would be.
Okay. Oh, is it prettifying it maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got more comments. Ashok is saying HTML extra is deprecated. Any alternatives or recommendation reporting? HTML extra. Is this the custom reporter for Newman?
Yep.
Actually, I think we have
Danny on the
celebrity who made HTML extra. Maybe still, actually, it's probably.
I don't think it's 7:45 here, but I don't think it's deprecated, or not that I've heard.
I don't know it either that it's deprecated.
Last I heard, they had like
what you're talking about.
Yeah, they had like millions of users still, so I doubt it's deprecated.
Oh my gosh! So. Okay, Rupesh, welcome from YouTube. Wow, yeah, I don't know what you're wowing at, but there's a lot of stuff that's been like for me here. And oh yes, our celebrity is like, is HTML extra deprecated? Because that's the first he's heard of it. And JW Banning is saying, and boom goes the dynamite. Don't know what that means, but sounds about right.
I'm pretty sure it typed that when you clicked on view complete, but now that you're showing it 5 minutes later, it kind of loses the context.
So, okay, all we did was just say like view the documentation, scooch that context bar out from the right side, bump it out because I'm about to do some like inline editing for my docs. I'm going to go ahead and add some more hyperlinks like blah, blah, blah. Actually, I don't remember if I published this, so I'll just undo.
Not do it.
Yeah, I'll just not do that. I have a markdown mode, preview mode. That's real nice, real nice. And I can save it or just cancel. I'll cancel in this case.
Yeah.
Okay. So I do have my list of things that I want to get to.
Yeah.
People on the chat, welcome from Twitch, YouTube, and Periscope. We are taking a look at the brand new, I'm in our Chrome browser and I am like looking at Postman on the web. It looks kind of the same, but it looks kind of different. So we're just going through a couple things.
Did you just do the meme?
What?
The same?
What is same?
But different? You don't know this meme?
Is this a John Cena thing?
No, it's from whichever movie it is. I don't know. I'll never mind.
Wait, how do I not know this meme? Okay, so we have a bunch of stuff that we want to go through, but if there's specific features that you know and love in regular Postman and you want to see what that looks like in the web or recommendations for things. Otherwise, I want to get to, these are the things that I want to get to, Arlemi. I want to learn, I want to see the commenting stuff because that is kind of like a new snazzy experience. And I want to see, like, if I'm trying to look for something in, like, sometimes I'm on the Postman team and I'm like, oh, Arlemi said he just created this collection, but now I don't know where it is. Like, how can I find stuff that I'm looking for?
Yep. So commenting we do now.
Commenting, yes. Where?
Okay.
Where?
Right before we do that, just one thing, because we were in the context bar. So can you go back full screen?
Go back where?
Full screen, because you're in the 3-window mode.
Oh, okay. I'm rescreen. Okay, hold on. Spotlight.
Cool. So if you go back to your collection, yeah, so you see you're in the documentation, but there's other tabs in here. One of them is commenting, actually, so the second one, and you would be able to leave comments at the collection level from here. There's changelog. I don't know what this one is. Pull request, so if there's any pull request. And the last one, you can click on it, and that's something that I think is going to be very important for a lot of people. Is the collection details, and you've got that for a lot of entities. So if it's an API, if it's a collection, if it's a request, and you've got an ID here that you can just copy and paste in an API call, for example. And I know that's like it's also a feature that's been requested a lot. When you want to use the Postman API or when you want to use Newman to like run a collection, you need these IDs to do it. And it's always been it's been a struggle to find them because you sometimes had to use the API to actually find it. And now it's right there in the UI, and you can click on the button and just paste it wherever you need it to be. So yeah, I just wanted to highlight that before we move to
paste it in a browser.
It's not going to do much in a browser, but if you were to use the Postman API to delete that collection, for example, you can use the delete endpoint, paste that ID, and delete it.
So this is not the not a link to the collection, but this is the unique ID that I can, like, if I'm doing using the Postman API, I was going to say doing collection runner, but that would be like a request. Is there the same thing as a request ID? The same concept of a request?
If you click on a request on the left and you look at the right menu and you click on the little eye, you get your request ID.
Oh, so Ashok was kidding, but I believe actually, who was the person that was just talking about? Somebody was talking about PM. So if I wanted to do so I'm going to click through into the scripting area. If I want to do like Postman set next, oh my gosh, I don't even know how, I'm so spoiled. Set next request. I can either put the name of the request that I want to call to set my execution order, or I can put the ID. I could I'm on the same request. So I'd be, that's fine. I can set the next request to itself and recurse on itself and get stuff in an infinite loop.
And burn your laptop, just like that.
Yeah, neat. Okay, so there's the eye. The eye's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the request, the collection level, and we were previously here in documentation and saw it in half view and then full view. Says boom goes the mic or something. Boom goes something. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's. Okay. Oh, hi, Fruit Punch Samurai. Welcome. Postman is sick. Yes, it is. The young kids nowadays, it's sick. Okay, so I'm here in the eye, but I also have comments.
Yep.
So I can go ooh. What is the Arlemi, turn on the lights. Da, 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 da. And I can comment. So that's pretty neat. But that's how I feel like this was there before.
Yep.
What's new with commenting?
So what's new? So click the go on a request, for example.
Wait, one thing I just realized, if I'm like, Arlemi, turn on the lights, and Arlemi's like, I don't know, you never told me to turn on the lights, I can copy a link to this comment and just be like, look, there it is. Okay, sorry, what did you say?
So click on a request wherever. So what's new with commenting is it's new, as in it's been there for probably a couple of months as well, is that you can comment on specific part of a request. So you can comment on parameters, you can comment on inline in your body, for example, and that's the one. So you have now this switch to comment mode thing. So you can close let's get some space. So you can close the right side. You can actually close the sidebar on the left as well. So yeah, you can all like collapse them or yep.
Oh, look at that spacious space. Okay.
And now go in comment mode.
So I'm here in pencil edit mode, but now I'm going to be in. I don't think I made any changes. Did I?
Yeah, you changed the documentation and then you revert it, but it counted as a change.
So I'll cancel or save it.
Yeah, you'll have to change. Okay. That's save.
Okay.
Cool. So now we're in comment. But if you scroll down, it should say on the right here, try leaving an inline comment. So now, for example, the production, let's say you try to comment on the comment.
No. I was kind of like, hey, Texonic, welcome. We're taking a look at the commenting feature. Like commenting has been around for like several months, but now it's like got so much more stuff in it. Okay, so it says try leaving an inline comment.
So let's try to comment on the URL or like the environment variable that you have there.
Okay, so I'm here.
Yep. So select it. Like, I actually don't know if you can comment on this. Go in the params.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait.
You don't have. We need a request that has parameters and stuff that you can comment.
Hold on.
We're just on a simple get.
Yeah.
So get out of the.
Let me pull up an actual. Was it this one? We can comment on the body. How about?
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So like this is a JSON body that we're going to be submitting. I'm going to switch to comment mode, and we're back here where it's like try leaving an inline comment. So we're in comment mode right now. It's toggled over to this text bubble comment. And if I'm like, I don't like, what is the hue, like, should this be a string? Right? I can be like, at Arlemi, should this be a float, let's say? Because like a string doesn't even make sense there. Oh, hi, Marcel Rivas. If you export the collection, do comments go along? Do comments get bound to the collection? Do you know that, Arlemi?
It doesn't. It is, it's in context. The JSON is going to be your test, your pre-request scripts are going to be exported, all your data, but comments are not. I think we probably have a feature request for that because that's not the first time I'm hearing this.
Yeah. Maybe like a setting or something like that. So I added this comment and you can kind of see it because it's highlighted. But you also see this little badge up here that alerts me. Postman's really good about having like little like dirty tabs or like badges that show me that there's a comment here to take a look at it. So there's another view for comments too. So we're here on a request and this is showing me like the request. Whoa, what? One new okay, so Arlemi is talking to me through the Postman comments right now live. But yeah, so like now I can see that there's like a thread in
yeah, you should have gotten a notification as well.
Up here?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I can view the reply. So the notification bell has like all cool important things, including if I'm tagged on something.
And let's say I had been useful, which is not the case here. You could say it's been resolved and now I don't want to see that comment.
Resolved, but you haven't resolved it yet, so I won't. Or should I resolve it?
So for the sake of the stream, Joyce.
Okay, so it's resolved and it's not prompting, it's not like an ongoing thread at that point. Yeah.
You could use the filter at the top to show resolve comments. But yeah. By default they're being hidden.
Okay. Cool. All right. We have a question from the audience. Ashok is asking, best way to push PM test results into Slack? Well, that's a can of worms, Ashok. Like, so they're asking, how do you push Postman test results into Slack? And it really depends on how you're running it, right? So if you were to be running it in the runner, which we haven't even looked at yet, we just looked at the buttons in different places. If you were to run it from the runner, you might have to build some logic in to add a notification, inbound webhook to Slack. If you're running it from monitors, which again, we have not looked at. If you're running it from command line, that's a really big can of worms. So if you want to chime in on your use case, we can probably provide some help. But let's get to it. Arlemi, time is running out.
I know.
We have half an hour left, and we haven't even looked at our workspaces yet. Okay, go ahead. What's next?
No, you have a list. Let's go through your list.
Wait, this wasn't on my list, but this is dang cool. Previously, you had a little spot here. I'm in, let's switch to build mode. Previously, there was is it there still? You had a little code link for the code gen. Okay, let me just move a little slower. Now you have this little code doohicker, like angle brackets. And here's where code snippets are. So this is the front end call. This is replicating the front end call that's happening in Postman if I want to plop it into my own front end apps.
Can you open the list of code?
Are you looking for something?
Yeah. See Dart here?
Yeah.
This is 2-day new, I think.
What's Dart?
It's another, what do you call them? Another library to do calls. I think in, is it JavaScript? I think so. But yeah, it's a brand new one that we've literally just added.
If you want to add, if you're like, I need my new thing called Dartboard, you can contribute on GitHub because it's an open source repo. Okay, so we got a comment from Matt Ball from YouTube. Given you mentioned HTML Extra, Shock, why not upload that report into the Slack channel of your choice? As I mentioned, it'll depend on what you need from it. So Ashok, if you have more questions on how to pipe stuff into Slack, go ahead and drop it in the chat. Okay, where to, Arlemi? Where to next?
What's on your list? What's on your list?
Okay, if I want to find something, Arlemi, you create so many collections. How do I find stuff in Postman? There's a lot of stuff here, and I'm not quite used to it yet. How do I find things?
So there's a big search thing at the top, which looks like the right place to search for things.
I didn't even see that. Oh, everything's so beautifully okay, let me just close some of this stuff. Make way. Okay, so this search.
Everything. So this searched your workspace, but this also searched your other workspaces. This searches the API network. This is going to search everything.
It's like a universal search?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I mean,
should be pretty fast as well. But yeah, you can, and then you can filter. You can also, so there's first you can select if you want to search in out of Postman or if you want to search just in a specific place. So see it next to, yeah.
So it's very similar to well, I don't want to compare it to other searches. There's many places that have universal search, but there's ways to filter and narrow your search. So is it the public API network? Is it my own team? Is it all of Postman? So does all of Postman mean if I wanted to search Dropboxes, public API collections, would that include it here? Can I do that? Dropbox.
Narrow your search. Oh.
10 total, 10 plus. I was like, oh, 10 only? So there's a lot of stuff.
So there is a public workspace. So Dropbox has been hard at work, apparently. They already have a public workspace.
How did they get a public workspace up? We literally just launched it. When did that release, Arlemi? It just came up and they have one?
Yesterday. Yeah,
yesterday. Okay. API reference. Oh, and look, these are links. I keep forgetting that we're in the web. So everything's hyperlinked. That's pretty cool. Let me just see their reference. Oh, yes, I've seen this before. I feel like we've talked about this. Let me go back.
And as you're, I think it's a good turn to the next thing that we could talk about. So you talked about the search, but you also mentioned everything is a link.
Uh-huh.
And if you go back to your workspace, so you could go previews or you can just navigate back to it. It's up to you.
I can what?
You can click previews and just go back to where it is because it's a website. So you can just press the previews button. It's going to go back to your workspace. You know, at the top left of your browser, the arrow back. Yeah.
You said previous. I was looking for a preview button. Oh my God.
Yeah. And just navigate into a collection and notice how every time you click on something, the URL at the top of your browser is going to change.
Okay, so I'm here in my workspace, and this must be the URL for my Twitch workspace.
For your Twitch workspace, and you're on the overview page. Yep.
Overview, okay.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so I can send this to you, Arlemi, because you're a part of this workspace, and then you can go directly to this collection. But
Yep.
if I sent it to if I put it here in the chat, would people be able to access it? Would people?
No, hopefully not. I mean,
Should we try
so
it?
it will ask them to log in, ideally, and they'll try to log in, and it's going to say, looks like you do not have access to that element.
Yeah, because you're not part of my team. Sorry.
Yeah.
Can we create something so that people on the stream can help attend or
try to access?
Do that massively multiplayer, but on a very small.
Let's do that. But yeah, so I just want to highlight how any of these links you can share it. This is a link, a request is a link, an example is a link, a comment is a link. Everything is addressable, so you can just share away.
I really like that because when I'm so I actually spend a lot of time writing collections and doing documentation. So here's the example of the collection that we're on. Let me start and bring it to the top. This is what we were talking about earlier, this collection. And inside the documentation, I always have hyperlinks, and you can actually see, because I'm in a browser, in the very bottom left, down here in this area, you can see where it's going. And now I can link back and forth to specific parts. I can link to a comment. I can link to a request. I can link to another collection. And so that linkability, I don't know, what's it called? Like deep linking?
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Being able to link to things is cool. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay, let's do the public workspace thing.
Okay. Oh, and Mohammed is saying Dart is a client-optimized programming language for apps on multiple platforms.
Okay, cool.
Today I learned client-optimized. Interesting. Okay, let's make a workspace, a public workspace.
Let's create a new one.
Okay.
So we're sure we don't share anything that we shouldn't share.
So I'm going to this drop down and I'm going to create a new workspace. What should we call it?
The public workspace of your life. I don't know.
Okay. And should I change the visibility now?
So you shouldn't be able to create, you can click on it for now. So you can't directly create a public one. It's kind of how would I say? Yeah, a safety that you start working as a team on something. Once it's ready to show to the public, and once you've cleaned up the workspace, etc., then you will switch it to public. We'll eventually enable creating public workspaces directly, but for now, because it's still in beta, that's something we didn't mention, but it's been released today, and it's going to be in beta for a couple of months.
We didn't mention it, but it's right here on our website that we're looking. Okay, so not supported at the moment. You may create a personal or team workspace and change visibility later. So let's create a team workspace so that you and I, Arlemi, can do stuff. I'll let you join as a collaborator because I don't trust you as admin. And then I will invite Arlemi to this workspace, to join this workspace. And I'm scrolling down and I'll go ahead and click OK.
Cool.
Okay.
That's a workspace for you.
A brand new, pristine workspace. So let's see. We have some comment from Marcel. Marcel created the Dropbox one, I'm guessing. Yes, I had to first create it, then change visibility.
Yep.
For guardrails, because Postman doesn't trust Marcel to not publish some secrets right out of the gate. Okay, I like that, though. I really appreciate not the little extra stuff, are you sure you want to delete it? Are you sure you want to make it public? That kind of thing. So we have
it will change though. We'll eventually enable it.
Okay. Now what should we put in here? How do I put a collection in here? How do I pull in a collection or?
Yeah, let's get one from the network.
Okay.
So new.
Okay, I'm going to do a new API network.
Yeah, that should be familiar to Postman users. That's always been the same new button experience, right? You can import something from the API network, something from templates. Yeah, pick one.
Okay, let's go ahead. No, these people have too many downloads already. Let's go down here. Let's go to
Bing. They sure don't have that many downloads.
That's because of
No, I'm just making a joke about Bing.
let's see. Okay, let's do Zoho. I don't know what that is, but no, it's a revolutionary all-in-one, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I feel so bad if somebody from Zoho is watching and I just said blah, blah, blah about their company. But do I do run in Postman like I would in the Electron app?
Yep.
Okay. Do collection imported. Okay, thank you, thank you. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, so whoa, they have a big collection.
Yep.
Okay, so now there's no well, if they're secrets, they're not my secrets. They're Zoho secrets, so I don't care. So we have at least one collection in here. Here, let's pull in one more. Let's pull in the Postman API. Oh, oops, I pushed the wrong button. Well, I don't want to create one from scratch. I'll go ahead and delete this just to clean it up. And I'll click new again. I'm back on API network. I'm going to look for Postman. And I'm going to go ahead and pull in the Postman API. Okay, so we imported it. There it is. Okay, so now how do I make this public, this workspace public? I have two baby collections. I could add some API specifications. I could add environments.
Do you think it's ready to go public? Don't you want to add some description to your workspace so people know what to expect from that workspace?
Okay.
And what they could do with it?
Where do I do that?
So click Open Overview on the right-hand side there.
On the main callout, pop out, okay.
And here you can see there's an add summary to briefly explain what the workspace is about and add markdown supported description. So this is like a short title, and that's going to show on the tiles when you browse the public workspaces. So you can say, this is a test public workspace for the stream.
Test for the live stream today.
And then, and then you could, in the markdown, it's a short title, by the way.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, you're allowed up to 140, like you would have that space. And here's just like any other place in Postman where you can create like markdown.
So let me get a link to, how do I get a link to, I'll do a link to our Twitch just because I had it at the ready. Cool. So I have a little markdown sentence there.
Yep.
What else should I do before I push it live?
You can look at your environments. You can double check that there's no secrets that are there, because you don't want to share secrets. With implied that there's none because it's just collections that we've imported from the public, and there's no environments actually. So yeah, that's
zero. Zero APIs, zero mock servers, and zero monitors. Two collections.
Cool. And when you're sure that you have a good description of your workspace, that you have the right people involved, and that you have the right content in there, on the right, you can change the visibility from team to public.
Oh, here it is. Okay, because before it was grayed out because they wanted us to do something. Should I do it?
I mean, should we just end the stream now instead?
On this cliffhanger? No, I want to see
come next week.
I want to see people interact with my public workspace. That's the whole point of massively multiplayer. Wait, is that it?
No.
Save.
Yeah. So there's a warning, right?
It's a little alert that's like, make sure this workspace doesn't contain any sensitive data. Will we feel good about this?
I feel good about it because that's not my workspace.
Why am I sweating? I'm nervous. Okay.
Is this your first public workspace?
I think it is. Well, it just released. Like, okay. So now what? Do I send people a link to this?
Yeah, and look at the link as well, how nice it is. There's no like UID or whatever. It's the name of your team, the name of your workspace.
Okay,
and
so
you can share that.
Marvel, come hang out. Well, what will it be like when people come hang out here?
You can open a private window and show.
How do I open an incognito and control?
Control Shift N.
Everyone come hang out at my public workspace. I'm having a party. Oh my God. Okay. Arlemi, go here and join my party.
Yeah.
You're already there because you were part of the team workspace.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the link.
Friends. I posted it in the chat. Friends, come hang out and tell me what you see. Oh wait, I'm incognito.
Yeah, so you're incognito and you can still browse everything, right? Like you're able to look at the examples, you're able to look at the different endpoints, how they could be used. But you can't send a request. It's all just a view mode.
Oh, I see a UID here in this example.
Yeah, but that's the UIDs from the offshore Postman API. They're not like real ones, or maybe they were real ones at some point. But
okay.
So yeah, and if we had environments, same. You could go in the environments and look at them. If you had APIs, you could just go out there and browse. Maybe it's a good time to, while people they kind of try and access it and see what they can do.
Yeah, tell us what you can do and what you can't do, because I have this and it looks basically the same.
If you click send, it should put you.
Duh! Oh, because I'm in incognito and I haven't signed in.
Yeah, so even if you sign in, you would need to be part of that public workspace, but you can try. So you can do the whole workflow.
Oh no, I don't want to sign in on this.
Do you have another account that you can use that is not the one that has access to that workspace?
Do you want to log into my workspace?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Hopefully people are trying to like hack into our workspace. And you can tell us what's happening. Describe to us with words in the chat what's going on. I feel like we should have made this workspace more interesting. And I think that's the point of this workspace. I can have junk in here. I can just have like a pile of junk, or I can have like some cool thing that I'm working on. You know what would be cool, Arlemi, is if I turn on my hue lights and somebody like improved my collection, or, you know, commented and said like, I don't like how you did this, or this is not safe. You should try this instead. Like that, I would love if people helped me on my light endpoint.
Okay, so I am on your, I am logged in now on your public workspace with an account that doesn't have access. Do you want me to share?
Sure, yeah. So Sean Ryan Keegan is saying, when I try to send this GET request, I get this notification, requests can't be sent in public workspaces right now.
Yeah, so I'll go through that. Do you want to put my screen on the...
Yeah, so now we're on Arlemi's screen.
Okay, cool. So I took my best account, which is Michael Scott. Account, and I accessed the link you sent in the chat, clicked login, and now I'm on that account. I don't have access. You've not added me to that workspace. So again, all I'm allowed to do is look at it. I'm not allowed to send them, but what I could do, if I wanted to actually improve that, I can make a fork, work on it on my personal workspace or my team workspace, and then eventually I'll be able to do a pull request, and you can review it. If you're happy with the changes, then you may merge them. And if you're not happy, you don't. The other thing I'm able to do, just as someone that is logged in, is commenting. So I could go and see Zoho Subscriptions API card, list all cards. And I'm just going to ask a question on this one. I'm going to say, what's your... Oh, so it's people from my team. So I can do, will this show my card number? I don't want that.
Built this city on rock and roll. What are you saying?
And then you should be able to see this now, and you would be able to reply. So do you want to share back your screen?
Sure. Wait, okay. I'm sharing my screen now?
No, you're still sharing mine.
I mean, you want me to?
Yeah.
All right, there's a lot of stuff happening in the...
Oh, okay.
So Carolyn Chor is saying, I tried to join the workspace and nothing happens. Are there permissions that need to be set for the public?
Okay, so yeah, I think we could work through that, because there's Sean had similar questions. So if you're not logged in and you're just browsing, all you can do is just browse and you see what's happening, but you can't comment, you can't fork, you can't do anything. If you're logged in and seeing the public workspace, but you're not part of the public workspace, in that case, you'll be able to do what I just did, which was I can leave a comment, I can fork, I can see the environment, I can see all the elements, and then we'll see how people start using it. But one of the way we see people using it is that they'll get in there, they'll interact with someone, and eventually maybe you'll be participating in a public workspace for X open source project, and you end up like being part of the project, and you'd be added to the workspace, and that's when you can actually edit everything, and you go in the other side, which is more of the management of the public workspace, and you see the comments coming in, you see the pull requests coming in, and you can review them and merge them if you need to. So that's the 3 tiers of it. There's the completely anonymous, just browse. There's the I'm a Postman user and I'm able to fork, so fork and comment, and then there's the I'm part of the public workspace, and in that case I can do like whatever you would be able to do on any other type of workspace.
Okay, so we got a compliment from Twilson. Hi, Twilson. Yes, Postman's amazing. It simplified our team's onboarding for integrations tenfold. Awesome. Tell us which integrations you're using. And Mohammed is saying, it asked me to install the Postman agent. Yes, yes. If you don't have the Postman agent installed and running, you will be prompted to do that. Just click it. It's like 2 clicks. It's real easy. Marcel Ribas is saying, so that's the recommended workflow. You join the workspace, fork the collections you want to collaborate on, and then do pull requests to merge back to the production or the main copy when you want your changes to be reviewed. Yeah,
that's like, we said we're not doing comparison, but let's say I were to compare it to GitHub, for example. You have a repository and anyone can see it and it's public. If you're logged in but not part of the organization, you may be able to open issues, you can open issues, and then what you can do is fork it and edit it and then make a pull request. And the other scenario is you're part of the organization and you can just directly like create a new branch on the project and merge it, or like create a pull request on the project. So yeah, that's the recommended workflow.
Yeah, we've done some of those like workflows separately, not in relation to public workspaces, but we've done some of those workflows in the past on this live stream, and it's pretty easy. The only thing is like if there's going to be like a ton of conflicts, but that's like any Git flow.
Yep. Cool. What else? What else did we need to talk about?
How do I what's the timeline of what's going to happen with this public workspace thing? Do you know?
Oh, that's a question that I cannot answer, actually. I don't. I think it's coming out of beta sometime beginning of February for some reason. Maybe something's happening around there. But apart from that, I don't exactly know when like the different like new features are going to show up.
So I'm here and I'm just like browsing. Lots of nice things. Like I feel like our designers do a nice job of like walking us through it, because I think the engineering team knows that there's a lot of stuff coming out rather, and so they're doing a good job of like walking us through it. But how do I stay hip with what's gonna come out? Oh, I know, but I'll ask you. It's a quiz.
I don't know. What if there was some sort of a public roadmap?
So there's many ways to stay on top of things, to be fair. We'll show you where the public roadmap is, but does anybody have any questions about stuff that happened? Like I feel like I got through most of the stuff I wanted to see and explore. I do remember, Arlemi, we have to save a little bit of time at the end for shout outs, but if anybody has questions, we can walk through some of the pieces that might seem a little bit new. And I think we might have skipped over some questions just for the sake of time. But let me go show you the spot that Arlemi is telling us about. And I'll drop a link here in the chat. This is our public roadmap. Is this the best place to like see stuff though? Yeah, I feel like it's like high level.
Yeah, it's very high level. The other place, one of the other place is the community forum, and there's a Postman news. How do you call that, subcategory in there, where whenever there's a new version of Postman that comes out, someone from the DevRel team will go in and just make a quick like summary of what's happening and tell you like how to actually use the things. Don't link that one,
right?
Because this one has been reverted. That's what I'm saying in the comments below. Because we're gonna go straight to 7.
Here, let's go to the this one. What's new? And is this one okay, Arlemi?
Yeah.
Okay. So Arlemi, I love how you do this. You like spoon feed us these changes, and you have these little GIFs that show us like, what does he mean? Watch an API for changes? I mean, watching a repo, watching an API. Like, what is that, right? Here, I'll put a link to this if anybody wants to browse this beautiful, beautiful.
But just in general, yeah, this new session, that's where, so we announced like any Postman app version. We've announced like whenever there's there's going to be a post about public workspaces tomorrow. Hopefully, we've announced Postman for the web there. Any new feature that we think users should know about and that is big enough so we can like do some writing about it and that you need to be kind of led through how to use it, we will have a post there. And then I guess like Postman blog is one.
Oh yeah, there was a nice blog post recently, I think from oh, it's right here. This is new. How do I? Okay. This just came out. What day is it today?
Today is the 19th.
Okay, so yes, this is yesterday. Like you said, Arlemi, this is the massively multiplayer thing that we were talking about earlier. This is from the Postman CEO, Ivanov, talking about like, what is it and that kind of thing. Oh, and there's links to these.
Actually, yeah, we can show one of these.
Okay, everyone on the chat, do you want to look at the Postman public workspace, the US 2020 election public workspace, or I feel like there was one more. Should we just look? Tell us what you want to see. We do have a question here. Tell us which public workspace to scope out. Mohammed is saying forking a public collection will keep the fork synchronized with the original collection.
Is it a question for me?
Will forking a public?
Yeah. So short answer, yes. If that's one of the beautiful thing with the public workspace as well. So until now, if you wanted to collaborate with people outside, you would have this running Postman button, and that would just like create a clone with no link to the original thing. With these public workspaces, you can you forward a collection, you have it on your workspace, but you can rebase whenever you need to. You can pull changes from the main collection that is in the public workspace. So yeah, you will keep the link to the original collection.
Oh, here it is. Carolyn saying, let's take a look at the Postman public workspace. What? What?
Beautiful.
Look at this beautiful overview page. I had like 2 sentences. I had 2 measly sentences, and there's so much cool like stuff there, like telling me how I can engage with this space. There's people in it. There's collections. So here's the Postman API. Postman a JMeter. Lots of cool collections. There's an API. This is the Postman API. Specification in open API format. That's neat. Are there environments? Yes, there are. Yeah. Wait, what's this lock on it? Oh, because I'm in. I'm logged into.
Not allowed.
I'm not logged into the proper. Not allowed.
So you get the experience of someone that is a Postman user but doesn't have like writing access to that.
Correct. I'm not part of the Postman team that shared this public workspace, but I'm just a lurker, just like you. Mock servers. Oh, no mock servers. No monitors yet. Wait, will I see history of people sending? Only team members. Interesting. That's pretty neat. So like, well, I mean, I work at Postman. We both work at Postman. But our team has come up with like a couple like cool things that I'm pretty sure I know who made these collections. Or actually not all of them, but most of these collections. There's some cool things we can look at, governance and design. Can like configure some things. Well, let's take a look at that US election one. US 2020 election public workspace.
So if I get it right, your elections are still going, right?
Sorry, say it again.
Your elections are still going in the US at the moment.
Anyone who lives in the US, let us know if the elections are still going. I thought Trump conceded. You mean the presidential election?
Yes.
Is Hannah still here? Hannah would know. I haven't read the news lately. Okay, so where am I? US 2020 election. Oh, beautiful. So this one has fewer members. Fewer people are interested in the US 2020 election than the Postman team.
I like that. Out of all of these members, only one of them lives in the US. Two.
So interesting. This is I'm not sure, but I feel like this is like if a bunch of people are interested. So that's the difference between a company public workspace and maybe like a kind of like a common project that is pulling everyone together. So if I'm somebody that is like, I'm interested in the data behind the US election, or I'm interested in doing an API, creating an API, or consuming an API where it tells me where like the polling centers are or something like that, I can then join this workspace and then put my collection up here. Ask the organizers, hey, can I add my collection here? Like maybe this is somebody from the US Census Bureau. That's like, hey, US 2020 election workspace, can we add, what's open secrets? That's intriguing.
So you would have if you click on the collection instead of just opening it, you would see on the right.
The documentation.
Yeah, Open Secrets API provides programmers access to the data.
Yeah. Okay. One question from Mohammed before we do our community shoutouts. Is there a way to add a custom language in Postman for the generated code snippets? Yes. So if we go to one of the requests, previously there was a code link there. And if we expand this context bar on the right, you can select from these languages. And if you don't see the one that you don't, or see,
you don't see the one that you want.
Don't see the one that you want, you can go ahead and contribute on GitHub. It's an open source repository, so you can go ahead and add your favorite language right there. Okay, so Arlemi, I have 2 items for shout outs. They're not really shout outs. One is like a something that's coming up, and one is like a, oh my gosh, community shout out. Do you have anything that you want to talk about and show people?
I have just a quick shout out because it's community shout out. We have a double whammy this week because 2 of our community members have created a video together.
A double whammy?
Yeah. Isn't that a thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I hear that sometimes. Anyway, yeah. So Orest and Valentin have worked on a video to talk about how you can get to display PDFs, but also any type of documents like spreadsheets or docs, etc., in Postman using a local server. And they've released a YouTube video that I'm going to link in the chat while you go through your community shoutouts.
I was like, I gotta find that. Yeah.
And it's on
one of our live streams before.
It's a great collaboration. So Valentin is in Germany right now, I think. Orest is in the US. They met through Postman, and they're both like very active community member. And now they're collaborating together, which was like very nice to see.
That's cool.
You go.
Okay, I have one shout out that I want to. Oh my gosh, how do I get there? I'm going to use the search. See, there's like 60 ways I can get there, and I'm going to go to search. I'm going to go to Dropbox's public workspace, which is right now a pristine Dropbox. This shout out is for Makribas. Makribas is the absolute first person to get the drop on public workspaces when it came out, and they went through, and I mean, I don't even know if documentation is fully out yet, but they created their own public workspace, and I assume they're going to start populating some of these items here on the left. But Makribas, yay! Let me drop a link to this. I don't know if you want to join Dropbox's pristine. All
of the links.
All of the links. Okay, and then there's one other thing that I wanted to talk about. I don't have any other shout outs, but one thing that is coming up soon, next week, I think, is American Thanksgiving, which is separate from Canadian Thanksgiving, which is separate from, I don't know, other types of Thanksgivings. Next week's a holiday, so we won't have a stream for you next week. But on December 1st, we are back with our monthly office hours. So we'll have 2 time slots. I don't understand how time works. What times are they at, Arlemi?
Well, it depends where you are. That's how time works. But it's 11 a.m. Pacific time and 7 p.m. UTC.
Yes. So one of them will be at this scheduled time, a little bit shorter, a little bit briefer. It's going to be driven by your Q&A questions. And then there will be one but early for now, but like prime time for APAC and for EMEA. And both of those office hours get a lot of traffic, a lot of new people coming, and then a lot of people that are stuck on something and just want to have their questions answered. So mark your calendars for December 1st. We got office hours. Is there anything else you want to cover before we say goodbye, Arlemi?
All good.
Okay.
Thank you for the stream. Thank you everyone for joining.
Yeah. Thanks for taking the time to go through this and walk through it. And even though it wasn't like a curated demo, it wasn't a guided tour, I feel like we did a good job of just kind of exploring together as we always do. So goodbye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.